Hello and welcome to my tutorial of basic input-output in Qt. Um, here we have our basic project. It's freshly created. If you want to learn how to create it and how to add the compiler and make it run, then the link will be in the description. It's a different video. But now I will talk a little bit about overall structure. So here is our project. It's in C++. Even though it's Qt framework, there are a lot of things you will need to learn about C++ to be effective in Qt. So here's the beginning of our project. Basically, we have a header file, we have a design file, and we have two CPP files at this moment. So this main CPP, it's beginning point of our project. Here you create a main window object with W, and then you showed that window. Main window is a different class. It's also our class. In main CPP, you won't spend that much time in the beginning because you have to sort of work in other classes. Okay, so here's our main window class. You see that it has includes of main window and UI main window .h. So main window is a header file for this specific class. So, and UI main window, that's a header file for design file. So Qt still keeps that old school C and C++ way of header files and CPP files. So here we have our constructor, and things you put in here happen only once. That's when you create the object at this point. So it's at this point here it launches setup UI method. Here you can also put in methods you create. And the next thing is destructor, and that deletes the object, but since we only have one class, that doesn't really matter, because when this object needs to be deleted, then you'll close the program. So yeah, but keep that in mind anyways. Next thing is header file for main window. Here you will declare all the variables that we'll use in all of the class, and also you will need to declare the methods. I will show how to do that in not in this video, but it will be here. Okay, so, and the last thing is a design file. Design file is where we add all of our elements, and yeah, you can basically do that simply by dragging and dropping it. Okay, so here we just drag the push button. Here there are some parameters. For example, you can change the name, so I will call it basic push button. And also you see this little name on it, so I want to call it test 1. So that's basically it. That's how you create a button. It's really easy. And other thing, okay, that's input, but we need something for the output. So now I will add also a label. So okay, now we have added label. Here we can call it. I will call it test label. Oops, no, not test label. Test label. and I will call it basic label. Okay, so now we have two elements, and here is the main widget. Here we will add everything. So now next thing, how to actually make the button function. So what we do now is click the right mouse button here, and here is option, go to slot, and Qt uses that signal slots sort of methodology, where when you push the button or maybe some custom event happens, then it emits a signal, and a slot is basically a method where it catches that specific signal. So in this case we can use, for example, a slot clicked, so we either press OK or double click. Okay, so what has happened now is now we have created a method, so we can see it in CPP file, the definition for the method, and also in header file right here. So it's private slots, and yeah, here is our method. So now what I want to do is change text for the label. So how to do it? In Qt, what you see here is that we created our UI object. UI object is basically a way how you can access what you can see. So if you want text to be changed, if you want to access an object like a button or label or list or anything, you first have to call it UI. So what I write is UI. Okay, sorry, yeah. So I write UI. Then you have to access that specific element. So what you can do is press dot on the keyboard, or simply write it like here, and now you can see that arrow appears, and now there are suggestions. So the first is our basic push button, but we need to interact with our label. So here is our label, so we press that, and again dot, and now we can access some of the QLabel methods. What we need to do is set text. You can also set picture, change colors, and do all of that, but since this is only basic tutorial, we won't do that for now. So we write set text, and here you can also, here you can see a suggestion that set text method has a parameter QString. That is the actual text. So okay, here we write our parameter, and we will write text basic lesson. Okay, now save that, and now you can compile it by pressing this and run it. So now we run it, and yeah, okay, so now we see our window, our label, and we click on a button, and you can see the text changes. We can actually do loads of different things by accessing this label. For example, for example, we do this, and we can look around. So for example, maybe we want to hide it. So there is a method set visible, and here is a boolean parameter. So we set that to false. We don't need this anymore. So now what should happen is we should hide the label at the moment when button is pressed. Okay, we click it and it's gone. So yeah, and yeah, that's basically how you can add elements and do some things with them. So if you go here, you can see there's a lot of different things. There's push buttons and sliders and scroll bars and calendar widgets. And even OpenGL widget where you can put 3D model and move it. But that's whole another lesson. So if you need to read what I just told you, you can check out my blog post. When that will be up, it will be in the description. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.